Alright, so I got the can here. I'm siphoning out all the old gas. My pump wasn't working, so I had to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm still tasting it. Pretty much empty. What I'm going to do is drop some... I got Berrymans on the shelf, so I'll go drop some Berrymans in the gas tank, and we will fill it up with fresh gas. It would come to where it would just start up and not stay running. So chuck this one up for the Predator. We are getting plugged, but it keeps stalling out. I did the neighbor's yard across the street just to test it, and I almost think it's getting too much fuel, but then I pulled the spark plug and it kind of, well, it looks like this. Not good, so I'm going to go clean this up, put this in, and see if that fixes our problem. So, Amazon Ferry dropped off the new carburetor for this Predator. Yeah. Start it up, run, see if it stays running, and I'll be back to let you know if it does. Spoke too soon. Didn't even get out of the driveway. So, now we gotta go to phase 2. What's phase 2, you ask? Well, it came up with some extra parts here. Go ahead and put a new line on it. See if that does the trick. But really, I'm running out of options here. darn thing. Goes for a little while, stalls. Goes for a little while longer, stalls. Goes for a little while longer, stalls. New carburetor, new plug. I don't care about your suggestions. This thing's a piece of junk. Look, 3.7 hours. So 3.1 hours is where I was at before. I ended up spending 0.6 hours. Sorry, I had to do some math there. 0.6 hours. Just messing with this machine. Haven't even really used it. Just messing with this machine, trying to get it to work. Junk. Predator engine. Junk. Garbage. Don't buy. Okay? Send a message to Harbor Freight right now. Don't get them for your kid's go-kart. Don't do anything. Send a message right now. Don't let them sell these things. Because don't buy these things because they're absolute garbage. 100% bona fide garbage. The only place for these engines should be in a scrap pile. I gave it an opportunity. I gave it more than an ample opportunity. It's junk. Complete junk. Yeah, you got Mad Mike now. Absolute garbage. I've never seen a more garbage engine than these Predators. Ever. We're interrupting this program to give you this special news bulletin. If you like this content, I'm asking that you please like and subscribe to the channel and maybe leave some nice words of encouragement in the comment section. Thank you. We now return back to our regularly scheduled programming. When I did it, in this box is Plan C. You know how I know? It says so in the box. Now, a lot of people are asking, they will ask the question, well, if I'm going to get a Predator engine, what kind of parts do I want to have sitting on the shelf, in case something goes wrong or bad? And this box is the one part you need. Let's take a look. You pull it out and see what it is. Gorgeous. The Honda GX200. This is the engine that the Predator's a clone of. The real thing. I'm pretty darn excited about this. It cost a pretty penny, I'll tell you that. One of the things I figured out now in 2022 that you really need to check on is when you look at the web page and you see the price. I called to make sure they had it in stock before heading out there. And one of the things I should have probably done is asked for the price. Because, well, it was like $80 more than what was on the web page. Obviously, with the way that prices have been changing and everything, nobody's been able to keep up with their web pages. So that's a question to ask. And, yeah, you might be like, oh, well, if it's advertised, they should have given it to you for that. But you know what? I don't want to be that customer at my power store. Okay? It's like a two-way street here. You want them to take care of you, but you should need to take care of them too. So I just did not want to be that customer. So I didn't make a big stink about it or anything. I thought it was a little high. Didn't say anything, just paid my money, came out. I think after tax and everything, it was just over $500 for the engine as opposed to the $150 I paid for the Predator. Yeah, it is a big difference in the price. And now I see why. Because the Predator won't last you. This should last me a very, very, very long time. So, I'll get it up nice and close for you. It's kind of heavy. Yeah. Honda GX, look at how shiny it is. You can see the reflection on it. So, I will probably be doing a business video on this. It'll probably be posted before this video will anyways, about how important my goals are and what I need to do to achieve some of those goals. And I'm going to be sharing that in that video because, and this is part of that, of those goals. The idea is I need reliable, dependable equipment. And the Predator is not it. I thought it would be it. I had to give it a chance. It was a chance I should never have given it. But I was in a pinch. I got it done. And this should make this a very reliable machine. Honda engines are very good engines. I think I've only had a couple of them on some lawnmowers that I got rid of because I really did not like the lawnmowers much. And I never really used the lawnmowers at all. I have worked professionally with a lot of Honda equipment with a lot of Honda engines on it. They always start up. They never seem to fail you. They're really good, solid engines. Doesn't matter how old they are. And if you go online, the prices that people think, I think these things like increase in prices, they get older apparently because you see what people want for them online. But anyways, brand new Honda engine. It was a purchase that I was not intending to make. I had to shuffle a lot of things around to make this happen because of another purchase that I wasn't planning on making recently, which was a new car. And I'm very excited about this. Hopefully my invoices start coming in soon because I got to pay my insurance. So, that being said, I can't wait to get this thing under the lawn air and have a core aerator again. Now that we got Plan C out of the way, I pulled off the old Plan C off of the core aerator. Had some trouble with the pulley. I kind of bent it trying to take it off. So I went ahead and to Tractor Supply and I bought a new pulley for the new engine. This one seems a little bit beefier and more robust, so I'm a little happy with that. I just want to go over some of the changes that I noticed between these two engines. One is the gas tank is different. This should actually feel a little better because it's more in the center as opposed to this one, which is more off to the side. It also doesn't have this freaky, I don't even know what the heck this is for. I've never ran across it in an engine before this one. I think Hondas did have these. I don't think this is the exact mock-up for this engine. I think it's actually the older Honda engine. Honda's probably made some changes. They may have made some changes just to differentiate itself from the Predators now. But basically muffler looks the same. Air filter is different. So this has a larger air filter that comes out with a screw cap. I like this style better, but it's oval. It's going to have more area to pick up dirt, which is very important because this core aeration stuff is dirty work. This has a round filter. It's a real pain to get out. It just clips on, but there's this hose that runs through it, which makes it more difficult. And it's a round air filter. Let's just pull it off so you can actually see it. And I don't even know where to get these from, but you know, it's a smaller area to collect dirt and dust on. So that's one of the drawbacks, I would say, of these Predators, other than the fact that they only last maybe about a year. So I was just talking go-karts with my son, and I was looking at what was available in the area. And this is something to look at when you see these Predator engines. Anytime you see them on these machines, whether it be a go-kart, because one of them did, and he wanted top dollar for this thing, because it had a brand new engine on it, but it was a Predator engine. Anytime you see these Predator engines, they're not going to last you very long. You know, now I got my money's worth out of this. I'll give it that. I paid for this, the machine, everything else. I probably even paid for this already, based on this Predator engine. Not a bad game. One of the other differences I noticed was the pull start. I mean, the vents are a little different, but otherwise, I think they could be interchangeable. But the venting from the original, let's see, is also a little more angled. These have different sizes, whereas these are all the same cut, not a huge deal. But if I really needed to, I think I could put this on here. One of the things I do like about this engine, the sticker always annoyed me on this because it wasn't sitting right. So that it was always wonky. The Honda, they put the full cord and the sticker on there in a position where the sticker is straight up, and this is exactly where I need the full cord, so I don't even have to mess with that. Well done, Honda. You actually thought through that. So it has the on-off switch in the front. They actually look identical. Probably came from out of the same factory. But the controls are all pretty much the same. One thing I did notice was the valve covers are different. This has a flatter valve cover. This is more of a, I don't know, shape, whatever. They're different shapes. That's all I'm saying. What else? I mean, this doesn't have the hour meter on it yet. I put that on. That's one of the things I'm going to have to figure out is where I'm going to mount the hour meter for this engine. Because it's not going to be able to go on the on the cover like I did because the air cleaner cover is larger. I don't want to be drilling holes into that. And originally I had it like down here, but it comes farther down on the Predator. So I'm going to have to find a new location for the hour meter. Had this one sitting on the shelf already. So we'll put on a whole new hour meter. Racing Power Sports. Yeah, let's do some racing. Okay, but like I said, went to Tractor Supply, got this new. Now, typically I order a lot of stuff from Amazon, and there's a reason for that, and that has to deal with my time. It took me a lot of time to go out to get this made in China instead of getting the made in Taiwan pulley for this engine. When if I would have had the time to do it, I could have just ordered it on Amazon. It had it delivered straight to my door, and it would have saved me quite a bit of time that I could have been doing other things, you know, growing my business and that kind of stuff, doing other jobs, whatever. But I need this thing tomorrow. So today's Sunday. I told them I would do it Monday. So I need to have this thing up and ready and running tomorrow. So I had to go to Tractor Supply and pick that up. I mean, that's still the benefit of having those brick and mortar stores around. Another option I could have done is I could have ordered it online, had them pull it off the shelf for me, and just gone in and picked it up in store. Could have saved me some time there too, a little bit, instead of having to search and hunt and peck for it in the store. But we had a little bit of fun. I brought my son with me. We looked at the calendars, and he laughed at it, and got to show him the go-kart. He's like, "This is really expensive." I'm like, yeah, but you want one? That's what I'm asking you. There's other ways of getting one besides spending $1,800 on a go-kart at Tractor Supply. You can find one used. You know, you can save your money and get that one. I wouldn't have recommended that one. That one had an off-brand engine. Didn't even have a labeling for the engine on it. It was a Coleman go-kart. But so, just wanted to go over some of the little minute details that I've noticed that are different between these two engines. Because this is supposed to be kind of a clone of this engine, but I believe this is a newer model from the one that they actually cloned this one off of. So, that being said, let's get it on the core aerator because I've got to punch some holes tomorrow. One of the benefits of replacing a clone engine with the actual one it was cloned with is everything should set up properly. So, I should just be able to drop this sucker in with everything that I've already did for the Predator. If you want to know everything, all the adjustments and everything, how I made the adjustments for the Predator, go check out the Dumpster Fire series that was produced last year when I put the Predator on there. So, let's go ahead and see what we got. Okay, so just by tightening this bolt on the other, or nut on the other side, it starts bringing that down. Now, when I get it down all the way, because I just have enough threads to fit the nut on it, I got to take the nut off. But this is going to be the quickest, most efficient way of doing it than me trying to sit in there with a box wrench because there's not enough room to get around and try to turn it the other way. And I don't necessarily have to take this all the way down. I just got to get it enough that I can get my washers and everything else in there. So that's that. Sorry about that. The autofocus really was not working very well. Now we got to get that nut off. A flat washer, a lock washer that I put on the bottom, help keep it in place. And pop this back on. Got oil in it, just got to put some gas in it, and then we can go take it for a quick little spin, make sure everything's working okay. And I think we might have it. Alright, there you go. That one's going to look like Swiss cheese. But it seems like the guides have held up and everything. I had to do some adjustments with the belt, but that seems to be doing pretty good. I'll loosen it just a little, but overall it's doing pretty darn good. And I think it's ready for prime time tomorrow. So all I need to do is figure out the size holes for the muffler guard that I took off the Predator. That was actually originally for a Honda, but I put it on the Predator so that it blows that way. And we should be ready to rock and roll tomorrow. So another job well done, and hopefully this engine won't give me problems next year. I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll get a Briggs & Stratton.